Beloved. Welcome to an all-new episode of Vino Noir. Why do we call it Vino Noir?
Because it is noirs.
Drinking vino. Drinking vino. You know you're in a very serious situation if anyone has to do this. You did a handbrake turn.
We're coming
and crash the car.
off the bench. We're not playing games here. Hi.
Tools, you already know what it is.
Yes.
It's wine.cozy.
It's wonderful.
Each and every day. And today we are talking about South Africa's very own. No, there's not a review about Charlize Theron. It's about Pinotage.
Pinotage is an amalgamation of Pinot Noir as well as Hermitage or Cinsault, as we better know it. Round about 1925-ish or so, they started making an absolute effort to be able to produce this thing that is this blended grape that is specific to South Africa. Although specific to South Africa, it's also grown in Australia, it's also grown in New Zealand, but just like the rugby, it doesn't keep up, and we do it very much better.
Yeah, I like that. Pinotage is a tricky one for me.
Yeah.
You know, I've had some really good ones, some really bad ones. And I've pretty much let it be known how I generally feel about Pinotage. I don't really hold back on that. But why I find it to be a really interesting one and a really unique one, apart from it being our very own darling, is the notes you pick up. So apart from the typical sort of berry notes that you get from wine, there's like a really sort of complex layer that you get of things like leather, things like tar, for instance, and like it's got almost like a saucy sort of vibe to it with certain Pinotages.
Yeah. Look, the Pinotage is normally described as a bit of a chameleon.
Yeah.
It can kind of mix up and blend up with anything that you need it to be. So if you think about it in terms of food, you kind of want to picture it like a pizza where it can pick up a bunch of small bits everywhere. So when you talk about those notes over there of a little bit of leather, I think you said tar, some chocolate, soy sauce. Sits over there. It's a fantastically young grape. It reaches maturity pretty young, which is really strange because it still gives you lots and lots and lots of flavors and characters about things. So I think that your views are pretty valid on this one.
If I was to pair a Pinotage rather with something to eat, I would definitely have it with something like mushrooms, for instance, because of that texture that you get from mushrooms. But also, if I was having like a Simply Asia 712, you know, with a lot of teriyaki sauce or a lot of soy sauce, then I would definitely pair that with a Pinotage and chilling on Friday night. And I'm all alone.
That happens along with you, doesn't it? Wine.cozy have put out a beautiful tasting selection for you to be able to find some sort of appreciation for Pinotage and many other different grapes as well. But from our side, Tina, we're going to jump off because every single day that you have known this to be, it has been BX.